Icons of the gun world. Today we're looking at the Walther PPK. Yes. A modern day classic. It's what dreams are made of, aka James Bond. The Walther PPK has been around since 1931. Okay? You do the maths. It's become an icon of the gun world. Several different manufacturers have copied the design of Carl Walther's Walther PPK. PPK standing for, in German, police pistol, short, in other words, short police pistol. So it was an officer's pistol, went on to be used by the German army from 1939 to 1945 by the officers only. Made famous by pop culture, James Bond, he used the Walther PPK in .32 caliber. This particular version is a Walther PPK-S. It's got a slightly longer grip and it's chambered in 9mm short. Now, let's examine the firearm. And let me tell you that this design is timeless. Aesthetically, it's a beautiful looking firearm. If you look at the detail of the grip, it's about the only thing that is in plastic, okay? The rest of the firearm is manufactured in metal. It's like it's been forged from a single piece of metal. Look at the different markings on the firearm. These are all, you've got your serial number and you've got different markings on the firearm indicating where it was manufactured. For example, made in West Germany. So some of the Walthers were made under license in France. So you'll see ULM or Ulm. It was a factory in France where they manufactured under license the Walther. Later on, during the early 80s, Walther was manufactured in the US as well, under license. But the best examples of the PPK are those that were manufactured in Germany. Now, West Germany, we'd estimate this firearm to be around probably 1975 to 1985, okay, before the fall of the German War. So you're looking at about 40 years plus. In terms of the balance, the firearm for most people's hands feel fantastic. It just feels like it's not too big and not too small. Okay? The footprint is small, but in your hand, it feels like a bigger firearm. When you point this firearm, it feels like an extension of your arm. And I think that's got a lot to do with the way the firearm is manufactured. If you look at the safety, this firearm is obviously unloaded. It's a double action system. So red indicating danger, okay? This pull is going to be a single action pull, bang, all right? Once you rack the firearm, in order to make the firearm safe, carry it in a safe manner, pull down the safety, that will drop the hammer, obviously not hitting the firing pin, and I'm able to carry the firearm one up with the hammer down and the safety on. Okay? Hammer down and safety on. Or I can carry it with the safety off, in which case the first shot is going to be a longer pull. It's about 12-pound pull there. It's a long, heavy pull. And thereafter, it's going to be a short single action pull. So a lot of safety involved and thought behind the firing mechanism of your Walther PPK. Now, let's hope I can do this quite smoothly. The disassembly. Look at this. I dropped the trigger guard here. Okay, bang. Slide comes off. Bang. Have a look at the detail of the slide. I mean, you don't get manufacturing like this anymore. Everything is polymer, plastic, and even the ones that are manufactured today in metal is not the same. This one's got a marking here on the side of the barrel, Interarms, Alexandria, Virginia. Okay, so this is quite unique in the sense that the firearm was probably imported into the States by Interarms, and obviously they've got their marking on the side. Okay. Alright, coming back to one of the unique features, or another unique feature of the PPK, is the barrel, as you can see, is fixed to the slide, to the frame. So, like you know, most firearms, the barrel is free. Once you unassemble the firearm, you can remove the barrel. On the PPK, you can't. The barrel is part and parcel of the frame of the firearm. And this is quite unique in the sense that the recoil is going to be much less, because a lot of the recoil now is going to be absorbed by the weight of the frame. So besides you holding onto the firearm, pulling the trigger, you're not fighting that amount of recoil as you would with a barrel that is free. This is fixed. That's what makes this firearm so accurate in new shooters' hands, for example. They say, wow, I just picked up the PPK and I'm shooting tight groups at 10 meters. How's that possible? One-handed. It's because of the recoil management design of the PPK. I mean, that's brilliant. Okay? Look at the hammer. The hammer, to reduce weight, they've made it what we call a commando style hammer, or commander style hammer, in the sense that it's drilled right through. Okay, you've got your stippling here on the hammer, so you've got a good grip feel, but it's very light. You know, little things like that. The feel on the trigger, you've got stippling on the trigger there as well. I mean, they've thought about these little details, and that's what I love about these icons of the firearm world, is the designs are timeless. In 50 years from today, this gun is still going to be relevant. Yes, you've only got 6 or 7 capacity, so what? Ease of comfort. It's not the lightest firearm in the world, but that's fine too, because it's got that sense of being very solid in the hand. PPK is always going to be the firearm where every other small firearm is going to be judged against what the PPK brought to the table. And smooth enough. The nice thing about it is that besides being a gentleman's firearm, it's formidable in terms of the ability for an average shooter with an average standard of practice being able to produce this firearm in a situation and fire accurately, just because of the balance, the ergonomics, and the way the firearm functions. Here comes the best part about it. This year, once again, we're having another competition, and the first prize is going to be the Walther PPK. Yes, this particular one is going to be up as a first prize, grand prize. The other thing is, you're not going to have to do anything difficult to win it. It's going to be a grand draw. Okay, we're going to have a first prize, a second prize, and a third prize. The details of the competition is going to follow after the video. So, once again, Walther PPK icon of the firearm world. Have a great day. Keep punching. I'm out of here. Bye-bye.